All right. So, welcome everyone to this interview series. And today I am super excited to kick things off with my special guest. But just to kind of review with you guys and just to kind of kick things off, welcome if you're new to my world. My name is Jen Dys. I'm a human design coach and marketing strategist for entrepreneurs, and I help women in business get crystal clear on their unique strengths, talents, and gifts using human design so that they can infuse their magic into their message, mission, and marketing to create a business and life that lights them up. So thank you for joining me today. If you are tuning in today, you're going to love this interview. I have an entrepreneur with me who works solely with creators to help them shift from making just a few dollars here and there, that side business mentality, to creating a sustainable income and building that sustainable business and setting your business up for growth in the creator space. So I'm so excited to welcome today Stephanie Desaulniers. Did I say your last name correct?
You were pretty close. So
Pretty
we
close.
we pronounce it Desaulniers, but
Desaulniers.
I mean,
Okay.
I should have sent you phonetic spelling. I didn't think about that.
That's that's okay. All right. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so excited for this.
Awesome. So I'm just going to kick things off. So I love to kind of meet with my audience and like kind of shine that spotlight on you, because of the unique things that you're doing, the inspirational ways that you're working through your business and the work that you're doing. But one thing I just wanted to kick this interview off with was if you could just share the journey that kind of brought you to where you're at today to working with the makers that you're working with.
That is a very long journey, so I'm going to give you a very
Yes.
condensed version. So a very short version is when I started college, I went to school for one thing, realized I wanted to go for business, but it was a university where if you didn't apply for the business school, like as a freshman, you did not get in.
Mm,
Uh, so I took like the few intro classes that I could, ended up as a geology major, worked as an environmental scientist for about a decade, but really wanted to know how business worked. And so I started my own business. I knew how to sew. I was an avid knitter. I knew there was a demand for a product, a storage system. And so I was like, I'm going to create this thing so I can learn what it's like to run a business.
mhm.
And I was self-taught on like bookkeeping and accounting and marketing and product development and email marketing, like all of the things. Um, Over time, that ended up generating more and more income for my family. I ended up outsourcing to a manufacturer. I spent a lot of time just learning how to build something effectively from something that I was making at my sewing machine at my kitchen table to this thing that was, being carried in stores up and down the East Coast and produced by not me. But I realized that I had access to information and mentorship that a lot of women don't have when it comes to selling the products they make, selling the goods they make. And many times the information that is out there for product businesses is for people who are already making $50,000 to $100,000 or more a year. There's nothing that really helps people with the strategy at the beginning. There's the Etsy coaches,
Yep.
but there's no like, here's a general strategy for how to get to that first 50,000. And so I realized that that's really where I want to help women.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, that's so cool. I love that journey and the fact that you kind of just saw the gap and saw what needed to be filled and saw the need and kind of are that person for those people. Because there are a ton of businesses out there or women that have that dream or that vision, but to have that resource or to have that roadmap or guide to help them get there, I think that's amazing.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk and shift a little bit and talk about the twists and turns and the shifts that come with the game of entrepreneurship. It's part of the journey. And for you, we're all laughing. Has there been a time in your business that you've like had the strategy, you've had the plan, but just things didn't work out, or you kind of had to like pivot or shift a little bit in your business?
I mean, I feel like that's about every 3 months right now.
Right.
uh, I, you know, right now where I'm at with my business, it's still a lot of figuring out exactly what is working and what's not. So I have the passion for the small makers and building out this course. When I first started building my course, I was a maker, I was a creative. I knew how to run a product business.
Yeah.
And I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to run an information-based business. And so that was a lot of twists and turns. But through that, then I realized that I also really enjoy doing strategy one-on-one with these people. So then I was like, well, I'm gonna shift and I'm gonna do like one-on-one coaching and strategy. And finally, I'm kind of reaching this point where I realize my business needs both. The
Mm-hmm.
course is a great tool to help people get those foundations in place. But then the one-on-one coaching and strategy is really where I can help the people who've created those foundations really start skyrocketing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's literally never been a straight path. I don't think anyone has ever had it as a straight path, but I feel like every 3 months I'm kind of going through, is this the right direction? Is this not? Is this going to work?
Yeah, I feel like that is not so linear roadmap of what it is like to be an entrepreneur at any phase, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, and that's what I love is that, you're just like we're all on the same journey and you are just kind of really feeling into what works for you and what really, is like a good match, like for your energy, for your time, for your knowledge, and what really lights you up through the work that you're doing and in the way that you're serving your people. So I really love that. Um, so next question is what are some of the bigger things that you see for your business? So share a little bit about your bigger vision for your business, for your company down the road.
Yeah. I would really love to build a community of these women makers who are working together to get through this first phase, getting to that first $50,000 year, getting to that first $100,000 year. Ideally, I don't know if that's through the conduit of my course. I've played around with maybe creating a mastermind program because courses are great and that's all good. One-on-one is amazing, but in the past I have worked alongside an organization with bringing groups of business owners on a journey together, and I would love to be building a community where these women are not only going through my program or working with me, but they're also coming to each other for insights and advice and collaborating and sharing and building each other's businesses. I
Mm-hmm.
really want to create a community almost where I am secondary to it because they are learning so much from each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of my ideal, while also then, staying, kind of high level with some strategy stuff just because I really like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. So it's almost finding that balance or that mix of what really, really works for you and just allows you to just continue to keep doing the work that excites you too along the way.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I don't ever see this becoming like any sort of agency deal
Hmm.
where I've got a team of people executing. I really enjoy getting into like the nitty gritty of people's businesses and helping them figure it out.
Hmm.
I don't see me wanting to step away from that to be the CEO of
Right.
something.
Right. Yeah. You're speaking very, very truth to me, as well. I can so relate to that because before I went on like into the coaching world myself, I was running a marketing company and I felt I hit that same like resistance of I don't really want to scale this thing into an agency. There's other ways that I can really shine and just like you are, really use your unique gifts and talents and strengths to really help the women in your life reach their goals and their dreams and their unlimited potential. So
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, awesome. And then so since this interview series is dedicated to inspiring other women in business to take aligned action towards their goals and towards their vision. And I see you as an activator for those women and inspiration for those women. Can you share with the audience your best advice in getting unstuck from any situation to keep moving forward, to keep that momentum going forward?
Yeah, my best advice if you get stuck is really go back to why are you doing this? What is your ultimate goal for doing
Mhm.
this? Because, for me, when I got stuck, it was because I started doing what I thought I should do because other people like me were doing it. And then I would get stuck because it was not aligned with who I actually am and how I wanted to do business. And so getting back to, wait, why am I doing this? what do I enjoy doing? What are my goals? And getting in alignment with that again and going, okay, what actions actually feel good in moving towards those goals? That's
Mhm.
for me, that's the biggest thing. You get out of alignment and that's when you get stuck.
Yes. Oh, for sure. Yeah. That's like that's where you start to hit those bigger resistances, those bigger you feel drained and you just yeah, you just really when you're stepping out of alignment, that is for sure when you're getting stuck. So yeah, amazing advice. So I have a kind of a question to wrap us up. And it's something that I just generally am curious about pretty much any human being that I meet and connect with and talk to. So a lot of my audience members are tuning in. They follow me. We're connected in some way, shape, or form because we all want to create more of this feeling of alignment, more of this feeling of peace and freedom in our lives, in the work that we're doing. And again, I do that through the lens of human design. So a lot of my audience is kind of tapped in and tuned into the human design piece of that as well. And I'm always curious to know from others, like what is your experience, like past experience with human design? You can say none if there's none, but I'd love to know what your experience is with human design. Have you heard of it? Have you like used it before, or just share a little bit with us your experience?
I've heard a bit about it in passing. I know it's become kind of very popular. So before we actually did this interview, I went and found a place where I could like type in my information and figure out
Yeah,
my human design. It was interesting. I haven't fully delved into it, but it was really cool to read what my personal information, my birth date and location and everything kind of
yeah,
indicated
yeah,
about me. So
yeah.
that was really neat to see. I'm looking forward to learning more about it.
Oh, very cool. When you did that, did you find out like what your type was at all?
Uh,
Say
is generator a type?
yes, yes.
I'm a generator. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Me too.
Okay.
Yes,
Very
yes.
cool.
So very cool. Yeah, I just love to know that because just to see we all have different experiences and different ways in which we kind of dive deeper into ourselves as well. So just always curious about that. So
Yeah.
wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us today for
Thank
this
you.
interview. And again, you guys, if you're tuning into this, I'm going to leave the links for you to connect with Stephanie below. Connect with her, follow her, especially if you're a maker in business, especially if you're in that point where you really want to grow. You have this bigger vision, you have this bigger dream for what you can accomplish through the work that you're doing. Definitely reach out to Stephanie, follow her, and connect with her. And thank you so much for joining us again today, Stephanie.
Thank you. This was fun.
All right. So we're going to tune out and we'll catch you guys on the next episode. All right. Bye, everyone.